Welcome to the lecture on A Woman of No Importance, written by Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde's biography. Oscar Wilde, in full, is known as Oscar Finnegal O'Flaherty Wills Wilde. He was born on October 16, 1854 at Dublin, Ireland, and he died on November 30, 19,000 at Paris, France. He was a poet and a dramatist. His reputation is known for his novel The Picture of Dorian Gray, written in 1891. His important plays are Lady Windermere's Fan, which was written in 1892, and The Importance of Being Earnest in 1895. He was a spokesman for late 19th century aesthetic movement in England which advocated art for art's sake. He was celebrated civil and criminal suit involving homosexuality and ending in his imprisonment. The scenes of the play, A Woman of No Importance, was divided into four acts. Act 1 happens in the terrace at the Hunstanton's Chase. Act 2, it happens in the drawing room at the Hunstanton's Chase. In Act 3, it happens at the hall at Hunstanton's Chase. And Act 4, it is in the sitting room in Mrs. Arbuthnot's house at Brockley. A Woman of No Importance is an 1893 play by Oscar Wilde. The action of the play takes place within 24 hours. It satirizes the mores, the restrictions, the repressions of the upper class British society around the turn of 20th century. The characters of the play, A Woman of No Importance, are Lord Illingworth, Sir John Pontefract, Lord Alfred Rufford, Mr. Kelvil, a politician, the Archdeacon Darnby, Gerald Arbuthnot, Farquhar Butler, Francis Footman, Lady Hunstanton, Lady Caroline Pontefract, Lady Studfield, Mrs. Allenby, Miss Hester Worsley, Alice Maid, and Mrs. Arbuthnot. The Act 1 of the play opens on the terrace at the Lady Hunstanton's estate. She is throwing a party and her guests mingle and exchange gossip. One guest, Lady Caroline Pontefract, decides to take Hester Worsley, a wealthy visiting American, under his control. She expresses her dislike for Gerald Arbuthnot, a man Hester admires. As the two are talking, Gerald enters to announce that Lord Illingworth has agreed to take him as his secretary. This represents Gerald's first step towards gaining financial success and political influence. Lord Illingworth has ambition of becoming a foreign ambassador. Lady Hunstanton has a letter sent to Gerald's mother inviting her to dinner. Gerald asks Hester to take a walk with him, leaving Lady Hunstanton and Lady Caroline behind to gossip. Mr. Kelvil, a politician, has been writing about the subject of purity. He says it is a good thing that influence of women in society is on a race since they are inherently moral and pure. Lady Hunstanton says that Lady Illingworth does not seem to see a woman that way. He is known as womanizer. Lady Illingworth enters and refuses any thanks for hiring Gerald. He says he acted out of self-interest and he is fond of a boy and he wanted to help him. A letter from Mrs. Arbuthnot arrives announcing that she will not be able to dine with them but will arrive afterward. Lord Illingworth and Mrs. Allenby speak alone discussing Hester's purity. Lord Illingworth says he can make even the most puritanical woman fall in love with him and Mrs. Allenby dares him to prove it. Lord Illingworth happens to see a letter from Mrs. Arbuthnot and says that the handwriting looks familiar. Mrs. Allenby asks him whom it reminds him of, and he replies, a woman of no importance. Act 2 opens in the drawing room at Hunstanton's Chase. The women are having an argument over English versus American society. Hester decrees the way that English society punishes women who have sinned but not men. She feels that both parties are equally guilty and deserving of punishment. At the end of this exchange, Mrs. Arbuthnot arrives in the drawing room and Lord Illingworth enters shortly afterward. Gerald introduces the two and Lord Illingworth enters and reacts strangely. Mrs. Arbuthnot says that perhaps Lord Illingworth will change his mind about his offer to Gerald. The other guests depart from the music room, but Lord Illingworth and Mrs. Arbuthnot stays behind. Alone, the two discusses the truth that Gerald is an illegitimate son of Mrs. Arbuthnot and Lord Illingworth, who formerly known as George Harford. When an young Mrs. Arbuthnot becomes pregnant, George refused to marry her, forcing her to face the scandal of life as an unwed mother. Now, Mrs. Arbuthnot asks Illingworth to leave her son alone, and he is all that she has. Lord Illingworth refuses and saying that Gerald should be able to choose his own future. Gerald comes back and Illingworth says to both of them that Gerald has all the qualities he could want as a secretary. He asks Mrs. Arbuthnot if she has any other reason to object. She does not want to tell Gerald about the true parentage, so she says she has no reason. Act 3 happens in the hall at Hunstanton's Chase. Lord Illingworth and Gerald speak together about Mrs. Arbuthnot. Gerald says he is protective of his mother and he wishes he would tell him what his father was like. Lord Illingworth agrees that Gerald's mother is a great woman, but he also says that men do not desire a great woman. He holds forth about his views on the society, which runs contrary to the popular opinion. Mrs. Arbuthnot interjects that she would be sorry to hold his opinion and later says that is unforgivable to ruin a woman's life. She and Hester disagree over whether parents' sin are visited on their children. Later, Mrs. Arbuthnot tries to tell Gerald about their true parentage but relays the story in a third person. He does not want her and expresses his frustration that she does not approve of his own new position. Hester interrupts, entering the room in distress, says that Lord Illingworth tried to kiss her. Gerald, enraged, and tries to hit Illingworth, but his mother stops him by telling the truth that Illingworth was his father. And subdued Gerald takes Mrs. Arbuthnot home. Act 4 happens in the sitting room in Mrs. Arbuthnot's house at Brockley. Gerald is writing a letter to Lord Illingworth, inviting him to come to their house to propose Mrs. Arbuthnot. Lady Hunstanton and Mrs. Allenby arrive to pay a visit to Gerald's mother, but he tells them that she has an headache. He also explains that he will not be taking a position as his father's secretary. Then they left. Mrs. Arbuthnot comes downstairs and Gerald tells her about his plan. She is horrified, saying Lord Illingworth is not welcome. Gerald argues that it is her duty to marry his father, but she refuses to marry a man who she hates, telling him how hard it is to raise him alone. Hester, overhearing this conversation, tells Mrs. Arbuthnot she has changed her mind and that God's law is love. She says she will use her wealth to take care of them both. Gerald and Hester leave to enjoy the garden together. Lord Illingworth arrives and insists on entering the house. He tells Mrs. Arbuthnot she wants to offer Gerald a financial security and some property. Mrs. Arbuthnot tells him his sleep is not needed. Illingworth reads and Gerald's unsent letter and offers to give him his position as foreign ambassador to marry her. She refuses and telling him that he hates her and her love for Gerald sharpens each other. Illingworth admits that Mrs. Arbuthnot had only been a plaything for him. He is about to call Gerald his bastard, but Mrs. Arbuthnot slaps him with his own glove before he can. Lord Illingworth leaves and Mrs. Arbuthnot falls onto the sofa in tears. Gerald and Hester enters and Hester assures Mrs. Arbuthnot that she will have her as a mother. Gerald sees the fallen glove on the floor and asks who has visited. Mrs. Arbuthnot answered, a man of no importance. That's the end of the play. Here, the Wilde skillfully satirizes the hypocrisy of the upper class society and the cruelty of punishing only women, not men, for having sex outside of marriage. The play, however, is considered as one of the Wilde's weakest, with a plot that only takes shapes halfway through, and most of the acts was devoted for witty purpose and for action. Thank you for listening.